Hi everyone. Today I would like to talk about inflammation and how it affects the immune system and what food has to do with inflammation. So inflammation is a natural immune response that our body mounts in order to protect us from injury or infection. There are two types of inflammation. One is the acute inflammation, and you are very well aware of that is whenever you cut your finger or let's say you injure your knee, when the wound is healing, you feel the redness and swelling and pain, and that's your body, that's the beneficial inflammation working in order to heal the tissue and prevent infection. Now, there's also a second type of inflammation, and that is chronic inflammation, which is a long-term inflammation, a slow process that develops usually over time, and it's usually triggered by things like infections or toxins or some other exposures. And the body is trying to effectively attack whatever the invaders are unsuccessfully, and it turns into a long-term chronic inflammatory response. Now, that second type of inflammation is not beneficial, and it has many health risks, including to overall health and to immune system function. One of those risks is it increases the risk of developing chronic diseases, or they're called inflammatory diseases, such as arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease, other types of diseases like diabetes, even risk of cancer. Also, long-term inflammation can increase risk of developing depression. There's research out there that links inflammation levels to depression. Besides that, chronic inflammation can weaken the immune system because for so long it's been trying to attack whatever it perceives as an invader. It essentially wears the immune system down and weakens the immune response, and it may not be able to protect you from actual pathogens or infections as effectively. It may slow down healing time, and as well as result in high risk of adverse reactions or overreactions to the immune system, to infections such as severe or complications from infections, or cytokine storm, which is something we've heard about related to COVID. The other problem with chronic infection is chronic inflammation is that it causes tissue damage, DNA damage, and can result in prolonged pain and suffering and lower quality of life because in general, when you're not feeling well, when your body is inflamed, it's not working as well, you are not going to be enjoying your life that much. The good news is there are many things you can do to lower inflammation, and one of the most important factors that influences inflammation and you have a lot of control over is food. Food is something you do every single day, at least 3 times a day. Every bite you take either feeds inflammation or can help lower inflammation. So what are some of the foods that increase inflammation in the body? One of the most obvious ones is sugars and refined carbohydrates. Besides increasing blood sugar levels, sugar and refined carbohydrates also destroy beneficial gut bacteria, which since 70 to 80% of the immune system is in the gut, that also disrupts immune response, proper immune response. It also contributes to the leaky gut, which is something I'll cover in another video. And increases production of cytokines, the inflammatory messengers, important in cell signaling. And once again, we've heard about cytokine storm related to COVID, and that has to do with the overactive inflammatory response of the body. Now, poor food quality in general can also contribute to higher levels of inflammation. So especially processed foods that have additives, preservatives, artificial colors and flavors, trans fats, genetically modified organisms. There are many ingredients, especially in various processed foods, like packaged foods that are sold in the supermarkets, that our bodies simply do not recognize as natural ingredients, and so they start attacking them because the immune system thinks that these are invaders that the body needs protection from, and that can increase levels of inflammation. Pesticides and herbicides, I've done a video on that, how they compromise beneficial gut flora and they can drive levels of inflammation up as well. Inflammatory cooking oils, I will do a separate video on that. Oils such as cottonseed, soybean, corn, safflower oils, they're way too high in omega-6 fats, and a diet high in omega-6 fats increases inflammation levels in the body. So it's important to use healthier cooking oils that contain higher omega-3 fats, and also these types of oils very often they turn rancid, especially when cooked at high temperatures. So once again, that contributes to inflammation as well. One other important factor when it has to do with food is eating food that your body is intolerant to, and that could be any kind of food, because we're all different, we're all unique individuals, and we can eat foods that we perceive healthy, and that could be something that our bodies are uniquely sensitive to, where for some reason these foods are not compatible with us, and our bodies will react with inflammation. So it's important to listen to your body and see if you're experiencing certain symptoms. Maybe try and observe which foods could be problematic and eliminate those foods, and maybe later reintroduce and see if that makes a difference. So that's an elimination diet approach. Also, you can do a food sensitivity or food intolerance test and see if that can show which foods are problematic, and then based on that you can eliminate and see if that improves things as well. And I'm very excited because there's a new food intolerance test coming on the market, and I can't wait. I did it for myself and my family already, and it's very, very cool and very helpful. And I feel like it's an important tool if you're trying to figure out why your body's responding with inflammation or certain symptoms to foods, and you can't figure out which ones exactly. So this is that I already talked a lot, so I will continue in my future videos to more on this topic. But in general, keeping inflammation under control helps support immune system function. It promotes faster healing and protects you from infections and various health risks of chronic diseases. So be cognizant of every bite you take, or not every bite, but be cognizant of foods that you eat and whether they promote healing or not, and be informed and stay healthy and be well until next time.